down one, so you go bitch and 5 open. That side too showed up too. Oh, so we are live now. We are? Is there? Oh, so it's internet? It says we're live. Yeah, we are. Couple names, I got you, bro. What you need?
Yeah, I have that one. Yeah, channel 4. Yeah, 10, 15, 5, 16. Yeah, it's on. Okay, thank you. That's it. I'm about to. I put it in there yesterday, but I see that it just really changed.
Sound off and show you
It really just doesn't change at all.
can't finish up the room. This place reminds me of this place reminds me of Lawrenceburg. They got regional world too.
Sorry. I'm back.
Cardinals, yep. Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm good now.
They're about 40 minutes away from here.
That's it.
It's 22 miles.
Yep, thank you. Of course. Feel better.
Yeah, we called games basketball, football, baseball games. So everybody's...
Yeah, I need to get in that seat real quick. Oh, and camera is all set up. See,
We
right
put all those
there.
obviously.
Take this.
Y'all are number
1 second. I need to get you
So, hey, you can't miss this opportunity.
a pen.
For this region, man, there's only one to know if they're number one. You know, it'll be interesting. So we it'll be region 2. I'm assuming. The region. Hey, go ahead. The regions changed in West Virginia this year. You could just say that Springfield was the state champions. I could be wrong. They won the EPAC.
It's probably. You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty much
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
So you can go down there for a little bit, and I'll see you up here. Just like get a little practice on. Yeah, you can go to the end of this period. End of this period.
I'll go down for a second.
Oh, so you're the PA? Yeah. Okay. So you do everything. Okay, so you're the guy. Are you the lead guy? Play-by-play fun, that's all I be doing. I love it.
So up, like I put it all the way up and it clicks.
What would you say your style is? What would you say you make? Yourself.
That's limit.
Try and create the picture.
I would prefer keeping it down.
I think it's very important to show.
Yeah,
Not necessarily make it about yourself, it's about the game. Create that excitement. I try to do that. I definitely have a little bit of Pat McAfee.
Nice, right? With the full round of this one.
Reserve and let the game have the excitement for itself. It's a little easier to do that way. Yeah, for sure. So you guys are just strictly radio. Good luck. You didn't see anybody else.
How much was the charge?
They do today. They're at Jefferson tonight. They're playing. No, they're playing Jefferson playing home tonight. And just our seniors. But nobody else in the section has any games. So it's just pretty good.
I still can't hear nothing. Nope. Nothing. You can hear me? I can't hear myself. I have no sound. Call Harry. I'll call him.
Everything's plugged in.
No, if everything's plugged in, he'll fix it. It sounds like I have no power at all.
Yeah, audio technical.
Still nothing. I don't hear nothing. I can't hear a thing. Nothing. Unplug me and try to plug me back in. Is the board on? I hear something. I hear. I sound good. There we go. Let me make sure. I will make sure. Check two. Check one. Check two. Check one. Check two. Check one. Check two. You might have to turn this one up a little bit. So you know.
Yeah. No,
that sounds good. Good job, Dirty.
That 3 is up, and it is no good. All good?
Yes, all good.
I know it's stressful, but now we're definitely good. We're all straight now.
I'm gonna go use the restroom and maybe get a snack.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Again, here at John Handley High School here tonight. I'm your host, Drew Pitzer. My co-host, Chris Custer. Huge game. The cross-state rivals, probably the number 1 ranked team really in each state. We know we have Spring Mills currently ranked number 2 in the state, but an earlier showdown against Morgantown where Spring Mills is at full health, they pretty much dominated the whole game start to finish. So this Spring Mills team is arguably the team to beat, like you said, Chris, in the pregame show. And Handley, 21-0. Coach Zach Harrell is looking for his 8th career win. I played with Zach. He's only 28 years old. He's still practically a kid to me, but he's out here leading the best team in the state of Virginia. Very well coached, a basketball genius. I think this is going to be a tremendous matchup against 2 completely different styles, Chris.
Yeah, you're going to get an in-your-face defense. You're going to get up and down, and I'm looking forward to the matchup.
For sure. As Spring Mills wins the tip, goes over to Oot Smith, now over to Shipley, and Shipley's going to bring the basketball up. He gets that over to Thomas. Thomas, the runner-up and player of the year last year, looking to add that to his repertoire this season. The senior, we covered him earlier this year against Washington, Chris, and he put up a 43-point, 12-rebound, and 6-assist outburst against Washington with the first EPAC game of the year. Hard to believe that was 2 months ago, and here we are, really getting late to the season. Man, his impact is as big as ever. As Shipley goes up and gets the layup to fall, they get the quick lead, 2-0.
Nice move on the baseline there to help Never King. Nice move by Shipley.
And here we go. We have number 1, Dontrell McCreath. He gets that ball off to number 23, Christian Dinges. Dinges over to 35. That is Kyron Augsby. And Augsby over to probably arguably the greatest player in the state right now. That is Will Braun doing. And definitely kind of a little physical down here right now. Xavier Anderson, the defensive stud for Spring Mills, takes a charge. That would be Spring Mills basketball. We're just a minute into the game, 2-0, already getting pretty chippy out there, Chris.
Yeah, nice job there by Anderson getting set. He was there in plenty of time. Good job.
And that's noted a lot on the scouting report. You could see that he was going to put his shoulder down and kind of get through it, and it was going to be a call one way or the other, and he was set, he was ready to go, and great play there from Anderson as Thomas will take it inside. He gets that out to Shipley. Shipley kicks that back to the other Anderson. Xavier, he sets the screen for Oot Smith. Great hand there from Braun. Doing. He's going to bring the ball up the floor. He's going to pull the 3. The 3 is up, and it is good.
There it is.
He put up 57 in the game earlier this year, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to go off.
No range. Just unlimited range there.
As soon as he crosses half court, it's a shot if there's not a shot he doesn't like. He's a true forward-level scorer. What I mean by that, he can shoot from 3, mid-range, get to the rim, and score from the free throw line. As he gets the rebound, and he's looking to push. Braun, great pass right over there to McCreath. McCreath does not make the shot, but we'll get 2 free throws at the line. Handley with the quick 3-2 lead with 6:16 left to go in this first quarter.
You can see both teams getting settled in here. They're running their stuff. Just a lot of emotions. I look for them to settle down here. They're both pretty veteran teams. You're going to see this in your face defense pretty much the whole game from both sides.
For sure, and I think a big point that I wanted to talk about before the game is I think whichever side controls their tempo, because Spring Mills will want to slow down and play in a half-court offense with you, and Handley's going to want to push up and down the court, get a lot of wide-open transition threes, and get to the rim and finish. And as McCreath's first free throw is up and good.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's the same old story. It's who's going to turn the ball over the most.
And the second free throw is up, and that is good. So Handley with the 5-2 lead here in the first quarter, 6:16 left to go.
Handley extending the pressure a little more now.
Yeah, they're going to be in his face. And talking to Coach Harrell before the game, he said he was not trying to let Ekwesi Opoku Antompong get open from 3 here tonight. He said he will call a timeout if Ekwesi gets as much as a wide-open 3. So we'll see a great spin move there from Shipley, as Shipley has 4 quick early points. The Martinsburg transfer has really made his point notice this year on this Spring Mill squad.
Yeah, Chase is a nice player. He's a veteran, been around, been starting 3 or 4 years, so this is nothing new to him.
It's a great back cut from Braun doing it. Braun doing it. With 5 early points, and like I said, he hit a 3, he finishes by the rim. He's a true scorer in all sense of the word, Chris.
Yeah, he can take it off the bounce, or he can obviously he can shoot it. So you got to cover him all parts of the floor here.
It's Caleb Thomas, that patent spin move, and that is good. 7-6, Thomas gets on the board. Just recently offered by Shepherd University, also interest from Fairmont State University. Caleb Thomas, the possible player of the year, as Braun Dewar will let that 3 fly. Man, like you said, there's not a shot he doesn't like. 30 feet and in, man, it's all good. as Thomas is going to push it. He's going to get that up to Shipley. Shipley driving baseline. Not good, but he will go to the line for 2. Already with 4 quick points is Shipley. Like I said, the transfer, he's really kind of that glue guy out here now. If you've seen him over this point of the season, anytime that maybe you saw Martinsburg go on a run or you saw Hedgesville go on a run, it was almost like Chase Shipley was there to answer it. So I think that's a huge role for him, especially going forward as playoffs are about right around the corner.
Yeah, I know he's been with them all year, and in the offseason, one thing that I'll give Coach Samples, he went out and looked for a schedule, not only during the season, but in the offseason. They went down D.C., played in a league down there. He went looking for games, and, man, I always respect that out of the coach, especially when you got a lot of talent.
For sure. And Samples said that before the season, Chris. He was looking for anybody and everybody. And you got to respect Coach Harrell, too, also embracing the challenge. Undefeated record, could have went into playoffs really without a blemish and taking a chance right here against arguably the best team in the state.
With that being said, I truly think I looked at both schedules today, and I don't pretend to know as much about the Virginia teams as I do the West Virginia teams. But I will tell you, it looked like Spring Mills had a little bit tougher schedule this year.
For sure, and that's not necessarily John Handley's fault in scheduling-wise. I mean, they've just been so dominant against everybody they played. And this, as I was talking with Coach Harrell before the game, he said this is just going to be a huge tune-up for us because this has no real implications on either one of these sides. Both these sides would be number 1 in their respective region league. Virginia's a little bit different from the EPAC. So this is just a great tune-up game to get ready for the postseason run where you're going to be facing great teams every night, Chris.
Yeah, some of these districts in Virginia are massive, so you got to play all the teams in your district. And by the time you do that, there's really no room for out-of-conference games.
Yeah, and to take an out-of-conference game like this late in the season, you can see how physical it's been early on, just halfway through the first quarter. The atmosphere has been electric. They're standing room only. I mean, for the JV game halfway at halftime, it was at 90% capacity. That's incredible, Chris. Nice
job right there by Oglesby. He's going to take advantage. He's got a size advantage on Shipley. Spring Mills might want to switch that. I would look at putting maybe Anderson. Oglesby's the big body down there.
For sure. And now, speaking of the other Anderson brother, Max Anderson, he checks in for Shipley. Maybe kind of on that little defensive side of the ball. They're going to try to put a little bit different matchup on Braun. And Braun's going to let that fly, and that 3 is up, and that is good.
He came off a little elevator screen there down. Nice job.
Yeah, that was a great elevator screen. You saw how they closed up right there. Man, he had all day. He could have ate a sandwich by the time he got that one up. Nonetheless, 10-7, the judges lead the Cardinals. As Oot Smith is going to take the 15-footer that is up, and that is good.
There's where he's deadly in that mid-range. Can't let him have that.
Yeah, Oot Smith, man, I tell you what, he's got length. He's got a long wingspan. I've heard about a 6'8 wingspan. He's 6'5 listed on the roster. He's going to be an incredible athlete for a college next year to get a hold of, especially if he can realize his true potential. He definitely reminds me a little bit of a Kelly Oubre-esque type of game.
So right now, Spring Mills is trying to face guard Braun doing. As you can see, the 15 is face guarding him. So.
Great hand from Oot Smith. Great block right there. Max Anderson, just completely all over, Braun. They don't want to let him get going at all. He's already got an 8 quick first quarter points. As Equazi Opoku Anchampong been relatively quiet this first quarter. Great steal there from Will Braun. His imprint all over the game early. As he's going to bring the ball down again. He would let one fly. He kicks that over to the corner. And that's going to be a backcourt violation.
So, rule of thumb is, if the team's going to kind of face guard your best player like that, just run your man stuff. Keep running through. Eventually he'll work free. If you ever get a box and 1, you want to run your zone stuff. And if you get like a triangle and 2 or a face guard situation like this, just run your man stuff. Eventually they'll work free.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to stand around. You don't want to stand around.
Yeah, you got to create movement, man. When you have this player sitting around, that just helps the defense out guard who they need to guard. As Thomas is going to drive down, he has 2 points. A great block there.
Nice block.
Yeah, that was by number 23, Christian Dinges. And Dinges, the third overall leading scorer here. He's actually averaging 13.2 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. So he's probably the robbing player, I would say, along with him and Kyron Oglesby, as you were speaking on earlier.
What I see out here is Handley matches Spring Mills with their athleticism. So that's what makes this matchup so awesome.
Yeah, very intriguing. I mean, you can just see the way that both these teams are getting after. They match up almost perfectly out there, size-wise. Maybe a little bit. And Xavier Anderson's going to let that 3 fly, and that is up, and that is no good.
There's Oglesby on the board again.
Yeah, he's got 3 quick rebounds here in this first quarter.
Nice size, kid.
And Braun Dunes, great pump fake right there. Kind of got him off his feet a little bit. They're going to get the ball right back to him inside. You can see that inside footwork, and that is good.
You see where he kept moving. He kept moving. After he didn't have his shot, he kept moving. And he has a big, strong body. So he can post up as well as shoot it. I mean, he's a tough matchup either way you go. You put somebody bigger on him, he can go by him. If you know, he's just a tough matchup. He's got a lot of upper body strength.
For sure. And you see that first step that he has? He got Max Anderson off his feet right there just from a little hezzy. I mean, that's incredible. The kid's definitely very talented. He's already up to 11 points here in the first quarter. So 2 minutes left to go. Yeah, Caleb Thomas up top and key. Judges with a 4-point lead, 13-9 here, just underneath 2 minutes left to go. And here we go with Thomas. He's going to try to bag down his man. Using that physicality, Thomas is going to do a fadeaway mid-range jumper, and that is no good. Rebound there for number 3, Draymond Briscoe. And Braun Dillon's going to pull up that three. This kid's electric, ladies and gentlemen. I tried to tell y'all, he is different. He has 14 points in this first quarter, 16-9. The judges are playing extremely well.
Both teams playing physical off the ball, and the rest are letting them play, and I like that. I like that.
Yeah, and Ute Smith with the ball. Got Braun Dillon all over him. Braun Dillon with 14 points in the first quarter. Got to say it's the most explosive, and they're going to take a timeout right here at the top of the key. So at the 1:14 left to go in this first quarter, 16-9. The judges currently lead the Spring Mills Cardinals. We're going to take a quick commercial break here. Word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 1:14 left to go in this first quarter, 16-9. The judges currently leading the Spring Mills Cardinals as Ute Smith set to throw the ball in. He gets that into Kwesi Opoku on Champong. Kwesi, he hands it off to Caleb Thomas.
They're being real physical with Kwesi off the ball if you watch it. Number 3, really being physical with him. Like I say, the referees are letting them be that way.
Yeah, as Lokai Ute Smith's mid-range jumper, that is up and no good. And again, Coach Harrell said before the game, they do not want him to get one single open three. As Braun Dillon gets a quick give and go, that layup is up, no good, but there is a foul.
The Spring Mills had to pick their poison right there. I mean, were they going to jump out on the 3, ball fake, and they're going to go by him, or are they going to just let him shoot the 3? I mean, that's what makes it so tough, such a tough guard.
Yeah, like, what do you do right there? I mean, obviously, he has a quick first step. He's getting right by you. Now he's getting to the free throw line, and he finishes from the free throw line. As the first one is up and good, so the judges have a 17-9 point lead.
So when this is happening, when you have a great player like this that's really getting off like this, sometimes some coaches will switch to a matchup zone. So that allows you to cut down on that pass and cut so much. But still, I mean, it's a tough guard.
So Kwesi, he's bringing the ball up the floor. Held scoreless so far in this first quarter. Definitely very odd, but we've seen him just get off and stretches. Just a bad play right there from Spring Mills. Turnover, now down 18-9. And again,
you can see that Handley wants to keep the ball out of Kwesi's hands.
He's the engine.
They're being real physical with him off the ball, and they're trying to deny him getting the ball. They want somebody else to run the offense.
Yeah, and like I said, they'll take anybody else, and a great game plan here from Coach Harrell to start off the game. Spring Mills, though, still a very talented team. This is not a big lead at all. They can't get comfortable. They can chip away at this quickly.
Nice handle by McCreary.
There we go. A great indoor pass right there. And that layup is up, and that is good. So a 20-9 lead. 10 seconds left to go. As Kwesi has the ball, looking to make something happen. Does a 17-foot fadeaway jumper. That is no good. Rebound from Braun Dillon. He gets the... Oh, if he would have hit that, man, this place's gym would have popped off. So we go to the second quarter, 20-9. Handley has a quick lead. We're just going to stay right here. And Chris, after watching that first quarter, what do you think Spring Mills needs to do to adjust?
Well, obviously, they're about to figure out a way to slow Braun doing. Maybe, mixed defenses maybe a little bit. I know that's not their DNA, that's not their MO normally. But this is not a normal situation. This is a little bit different cat here. So, maybe mix defense a little bit. Maybe, like I said, switch to maybe a little bit of a matchup zone. That way you can extend out on him. And then if he does the little pass and cut thing that he's been getting them on here and a couple times down the floor, then you got guys there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You're just guarding the area, but it's got a man look to it. So maybe something like that, or maybe the refs are letting them play. Be a little physical with him.
Yeah.
I mean, until they tell you can't. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can try. I mean, it doesn't always work, but.
I completely agree. I mean, you have to do something different. Obviously, that box and one look, he has 16 of their 20 first quarter points. Yeah. So he is the engine to their offense right now. If you can limit him maybe to 5 points this quarter, I think you consider that a win. Try to get this within a 5 to 6 point game at halftime.
It's easier said than done, but somebody else is going to, if I'm the coach, somebody else is going to have to beat me. But like I said, easier said than done. He's been able to score on everybody this year. And I'm sure he's seen a little bit of everything.
He definitely has, and there's a reason why this kid already has 4 Division I offers. I mean, he is a sophomore, but he has the body of an 18-year-old. Like, he looks like he's ready to get after it. You know what I mean? And you see Xavier Anderson standing right beside him toe-to-toe. And I think that'll be an interesting matchup because Xavier brings a kind of a trash-talking element, too. So we'll see. He might try to get underneath his skin and try to get him off his game. So we're seeing him get face-guarded now, kind of getting a crazy treatment. Xavier Anderson, a couple of offers in D1 level for football. And we have a foul right there.
So when Braun Duane's getting face guarded, you see what Handley's doing. They're going down inside, and they're using the matchup against the smaller guards. They're trying to get it down into take advantage in the post.
As any coach, in their right mind would do. I mean, obviously you got to take advantage of that size mismatch. And Handley has athletes all around too. Obviously, Braun Duane is clearly the best player, but they have other athletes around there can perfectly play the Robin on any given night. As Shipley, he's going to drive downhill. He's got 4, make it 6 points here in this first half. So he's keeping them in the game right here. It's 20-11. He's going to need some help. Caleb Thomas and Equazi really going to have to start stepping up to get Spring Mills back into this game.
Yeah, Chase he's capable of scoring, taking on the scoring load if he has to. He did it at Martinsburg for 3 years.
So now we have a huge matchup. 2 Player of the Year candidate type players with Caleb Thomas and Will Braun guarding each other. As Caleb Thomas bringing the ball up to 4, 1 step to the rim.
Nice move.
He is now up to 4 points. As Spring Mills has now cut the lead back down to 7 points. As Braun Duane's bringing the ball up to 4, you have Xavier Anderson on him. And I feel like you got to step up right there at the volleyball line with him. He will let it fly. I would after the first quarter he just had.
Definitely. I'm picking him up in midcourt.
And they're going to try to put those two in action. You see
little high ball screen action there.
You see Anderson and Thomas really are going to switch both those. That's why you saw that Thomas, he got changed onto that matchup onto Kyron Augsby right there. So that pick and roll that they were running there in the first quarter really won't matter because they still have that length on top of Braun Duane.
What they want to do is hedge that high ball screen and make him retreat to half court if you can.
For sure, just to make sure that you're showing something at him. And there's great hands right there. And wow, that's a steal. And here goes, might be showtime. Oh, what a move there from Lokai Ute-Smith. Cuts it to a 5-point game as Zach Harrell is going to take his first time out here in the first half. So 20-15, we're going to stay right here. 6:10 left to go in the first half. How do you feel Spring Mills just did with their run coming out here in the start of the second quarter?
Well, they're getting out on the run a little bit. They're pushing the basketball. They figured out that the half court it wasn't being as successful for them early on. So now they're trying to get out on the run a little more. I think they can do some damage in the open court.
And as I agree, I know typically, especially in EPAC, we've seen them slow the game down and just allow Caleb Thomas to go to work on the low blocker at the high post, get Equazi open on some back actions, some elevator screens, some pin down screens. But here you can see Handley being able to match up with them physically and with their athletic ability has really caused Spring Mills kind of have to play out themselves, and that's only going to help them as we get closer to playoff time. As Ute-Smith, he's guarding number 1, Dontrell McCreath. McCreath gets the ball off to Augsby. Augsby over to number 23. That is Christian Diggs. He gets it back to Braun Duane with Anderson. Guard him again about 25 feet out.
Once you see the physicality.
And there's a travel right there.
That's what I was saying earlier when you were asking what a way that they could possibly slow him down a little bit. Be a little more physical. And their Spring Mills is getting a little more physical, getting more in his face, caused the turnover.
And that is the first turnover on Braun Dewin. As we have 5:43 left to go in this first half. Anderson hands it off to Shipley. Shipley's going to let the three fly. He has 6 already, and that is 9. So a 2-point game as Spring Mills has completely owned this second quarter.
Shipley came to play.
Yeah, he is. He's competing right there, man. He's keeping his team going. As you see Thomas starting to heat up a little bit right here. Xavier Anderson doing a great job on Braun Dewin, who's yet to score here in this second quarter. As Braun Dewin's going to let the three fly. That is up, and that is no good. So a great start here. His first score was 3 minutes. After that first quarter explosion is Quasi. He kicks that over to Shipley. Shipley getting the ball screen there from Caleb Thomas. We have Anderson kicks it over to Shipley, hit the three from the same spot, and that one is no good, but great rebound right there. Oh, Diggins looks like he pulls that away. Dinges has the ball at the top of the key. He kicks that over to number 3, Javon Briscoe. That is no good. Rebound there from Xavier Anderson. He gets it up to Caleb Thomas. Thomas behind the back, looking to attack. And Chris, this was a really fast second quarter. I mean, the way it's already almost halfway through, this game's going by quick.
Well, you expected it. I mean, both these teams are good. They're taking care of the basketball by and large. It's up and down. It's good pace to it.
Yeah, great paces. Braun looking to take Xavier Anderson. Gets him on the head fake. And there's a full timeout from Coach Zach Carroll. Now we see Braun Dewin up to 18 points here in the first half, 22-18 game. So I'll go ahead and say John Handley, obviously basketball is a game of runs, Chris. And we saw they started with the first run. Spring Mills has had their run now. We're seeing both these teams really felt themselves out, 22-18. With 4 minutes left to go, what do you see both sides doing to try to get themselves in position to have the lead get into halftime?
Well, at some point, they're going to have Spring Mills go out to get a Quasi into the action here. Off the ball, they're being real physical with him. They're keeping the ball out of his hands. Second thing is, I think on the defensive end, continue to be a little more physical with Braun Dewin. The refs are letting them play. As long as they're letting them play, I'm amping up the physicality. But right now, Spring Mills found a lot of success getting into the open court, doing a lot of.
You see right here that's coming out of timeout. We're going to do a quick sponsor break real quick. We want to shout out to our home team sports sponsors, our Catro Law, Ameritech Law and Auto, R&L Landscapes, Enclosures Unlimited, Big Mike's Grill, and a Peckin Motors. Call Jeremy Atkins, State Farms Insurance, call Jared Ferguson, Roadside Funeral Home and Cemetery, ERA Liberty, Reality, call Cheryl Yates, and also Cookies and Milk Daycare and Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill. Thank you guys for all your support. This cash would not be available without them. So, again, we thank you for our home team sports sponsors. As Kwesi Opoku Onchampong is bringing the ball up the floor, coming off the Caleb Thomas screen. And we have a foul. That'll be on number 3, Javon Briscoe.
You see there, Handley pushing the envelope a little bit with the physicalities. What I'm saying, what you're seeing here is the refs are letting them play a little bit. That was just a little bit too much.
Yeah, they're definitely going to try to, you can see they're trying to almost annoy Kwesi here tonight. There's always some constant pressure on him. As soon as he gets the ball off the court, they're making him, there's an analogy my coach used to always use, make him feel you, make him taste your breath. And they're doing that tonight. Kwesi's not getting anything off the ball. As now he's going to attack the rim. Kicks it out in the corner. Lokai Uch-Smith, he can shoot it. That is no good. Caleb Thomas brings down his second offensive rebound of the night. Uch-Smith kicks the ball out. Chase Shipley has a great save right there. So 22-18 left. 4 minutes left to go. As Chase Shipley's going to let another 3 up and fly. That is no good. As Handley now with the basketball.
Briscoe got away with a little bit of a push underneath there on the rebound.
Yeah, just a little bit right there.
A little push in the back.
As we got Braun Dewin still just 2 points here in the second quarter after a 16th first quarter outburst.
Handley's not doing anything real special. He's playing a little two-man game on the right side of the floor there.
For sure, and that is a backcourt violation.
I mean, if you notice the 3 guys on the left side of the court, they were just standing. They were trying to get isolation. They were trying to get a two-man game going on one side of the floor.
And if I'm Spring Mills, I'm bringing at least 2 of those guys in the help side. We're protecting the rim because, Braun Dewin, he can shoot the ball, but I would say his favorite attribute is getting downhill to the rim, trying to either score at the rim or get to the free throw line. As Uch-Smith, he gets the ball into Thomas. Thomas been playing a lot of that point forward type role lately, especially now we see the face guard and Kwesi. They're going to try to do a lot more action with him, especially setting ball screens, pin down screens. We'll see how they get him active as Shipley gets to the rim. gets the foul. That'll be 2 free throws. So 22-18, 3:07 left to go in this first half.
So sooner or later, as long as Shipley is doing what he's doing, the damage that he's doing, they are going to have to. They're going to have to give help to him, and then that'll give Akwesi the opportunity to be the floor general that Spring Mills wants him to run the show here.
For sure, is Shipley first miss from the free throw line for him. Again, 22-18, 3:07 left to go. I'm your host, Drew Pitzer, joined by my co-host, Chris Custer. Tremendous atmosphere here tonight. Not a seat left open. Standing room only. Very old-time fashion game. There's 2 misses there from Chase Shipley.
Yeah, it reminds me of the old league games when Handley was in the league with Martinsburg and everybody else back in the old league. I'm probably dating myself a little bit.
Well, that's fine, man, because those used to be the good times for real hoops around here, and it's just nice to see this type of atmosphere. I haven't seen this type of atmosphere in a very long time, because that will stay Handley basketball as the ball goes off with Xavier Anderson.
Good job, Xavier Anderson there. He saw the lob coming. That was a good job getting in the way.
Yeah, he almost boxed him out right there. Like a shot was coming up. That's what you do. You see the ball in the air, didn't foul him or anything. You just took him off his direction. As we have Braun doing, again, only 2 points here in this second quarter. Spring Mill's doing a great job with their ball pressure on him, and especially off the ball as well, too. You see them making sure that he does not get any open space.
We're keeping him pinned to the sideline a little more, too.
It'd be interesting to see how they guard any of those screens, especially if Caleb Thomas or Xavier Anderson's not in it.
Little 5-out motion.
They got Shipley on Braun doing right now. Probably a little bit more of a speed matchup. Try to get him to go inside. And there's a foul here on the floor. 2:12 left to go before halftime. 22-18 game. Started off with the offensive explosion really in the first half, and we really haven't had much scoring other than the Spring Mills here in this second quarter. Only 2 points from Handley here in this second quarter.
Yeah, I thought we were heading for an NBA type game the way the game started.
Yeah, you heard what I said before the game. I would say a 70s, 80s type game. As Braun Dune's 3 is off no good. He's missed his last 3. Oot Smith is looking to push the pace. Oot goes up with his right hand, everything but inside the rim, but somehow Caleb Thomas brings it down.
There you see Spring Mills once again, when they get out in open floor, that's where they can do their damage on Handley. I really believe that. I mean, you've seen them have success getting out on the run a little bit here. And look for them to do that as the game wears on.
For sure, and it's just a happy balance because, yes, they play really well in the open court, but they really feel comfortable running half-court sets, but I don't think against this Handley team that matches up with them just in any other regards as Akwesi gets that in the middle of the floor. Still scoreless here in this first quarter. I think you still got to use your length and attack. As Caleb Thomas, 6 first quarter points, he gets it off to Oot Smith. Oot Smith looking to attack. The lefty again has 4 points here this evening. Gets out Xavier Anderson. Anderson looking to get into a dribble handoff action. As Thomas with the ball is going to drive downhill. Kicks that back out to Oot Smith. He's going to drive as well. Shoot with the left hand. No good, but Xavier Anderson there with the rebound. Makes it a 22-20 game.
Spring Mills is starting to find a little bit of success on the offensive boards, too.
Yeah, they've had about 5 offensive rebounds in the last 2 possessions. You know, if you're Handley, you can't allow that. You can't give that up to a team of this caliber. And we have a foul here on the floor. Looks like that's going to be on number 10. Yep, that is on Xavier Anderson.
Yeah, he chucked him a little hard coming through the lane there. That's okay.
You can see the football in him. I mean, he loves the contact. You can just see it. And again, that matchup they put him on, Braun Dune, to start the second quarter really is kind of derailed, all the success that he had in that first. As Dinges, that layup is up and good. So back-to-back buckets from both sides, 24-20.
So there you see Dinges, he's attacking the smaller guards. That's Handley's found some success there down in the post against Spring Mills' smaller kids.
And Shipley takes it to the rim, and the bucket will count. So Chase Shipley up to 11 points here in the first half. Just to make sure that one will count. Yep, they say the bucket is good. Opportunity for the 3 the old-fashioned way, Chris.
Yeah, Chase is really, as the season has went on, and that's normal when you transfer to a different school. As the season's going on here, he's settled in more and more and more, kind of found his role, kind of found his spot on the team here.
And that is going to be a foul, and it looks like it's going to stay. Nope, that will be on number 10, Xavier Anderson.
So that's 2 fouls within a minute for him. Got to be careful.
And another, Chase Shipley has missed 3 straight free throws. Very odd. Typically a 75% free throw shooter from the line.
Neither team is real deep. They don't go real deep on their bench, so that's something to look at here. I think Spring Mills is like 8 to 9. Handley looks like they're only going about 7.
And we haven't seen number 4, Tyler Jones, who's played huge minutes for Spring Mills all year long, has not played a single minute here tonight. So we'll see. I think his impact in the second half could be huge. His ability to finish at the rim and also his mid-range jumper is deadly. We'll see if Spring Mills can't find somebody offensively. We see number 13, Hope Bokway. He was a JV swinger, and now he's getting serious minutes on the varsity level, too. His athleticism, somebody will give a different look for, the co-star in Dinges.
So now Spring Mills is trying to force the action a little bit quicker, up higher up the court, trying to get Handley to get into their action a little bit quicker.
Yeah, you don't want to they're trying to force them to get in their action outside the volleyball line. Yeah. A great save right there. Dontrell McCreath, he kicks that over to Braun Doohan. Braun Doohan looking to get something going.
Good defense right there. Way to collapse.
Braun Doohan looked like he's going to take the last shot. So 12 seconds left to go in this first quarter. 24-20, first half, 24-22. Player of the year against player of the year. Braun Doohan, how you doing? No good. Luke Smith gets the ball up to Shipley. Shipley gets the half-court shot up, and that is no good. So at the end of the first half, ladies and gentlemen, the Handley Judges have a 24-22 lead. We're going to go to halftime. We'll be back after some words from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV. I was like, oh man, I'm screaming at these people. We good? We on?
Check. You got me?
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 2:13 left to go here at halftime. The Handley Judges are up 24-22. And Chris, what a great first half that was.
Yeah, it's pretty much what you expected. You know, you knew you had the top two teams in the area. You knew, obviously, about, Spring Mills, the talent that they have. They went out, they played a tough schedule. They're ready for this type of game. Handley, with arguably the best player, maybe in, I don't know. He's incredible from what I've seen here tonight. He's as advertised, obviously. But, when you go out, when you set your schedule, there's a lot of coaches that, a few coaches, they want that 17, 18 short wins. They don't care if you're playing Sisters of the Poor 10 times. Then there's other coaches. The late Greg Reed at Martinsburg, the athletic director, told me one time.
Great man.
We were setting a schedule for the boys and the girls, and somehow we got on the subject of the boys team. And Greg Reed told me, he said, Chris, the Boston Celtics could call us and say they want to play twice, and Dave will just say, okay. So
that's something different, man.
That's what you want. You have this type of talent. You want to get your kids battle tested for this time of the year. And this game, win or lose, you can't go wrong with this game. It's basically
an exhibition.
It means something, but it's a nothing game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It means a lot to both these programs, and it's like a point of evaluation. I look at it like, hey, where do we stand up against the rest of these teams, the elite teams in this area? Because this tri-state region right here, I know PG County is known for its basketball players, but man, there's a lot of forgotten gems that have came from around this area. Just a little 40-mile radius. It's crazy to see. We see number 30, Will Braun doing was, he had 18 points in the first half, 16 in that first quarter. And it was an incredible way that Spring Mills really started to lock him down with number 10, Xavier Anderson. And then Caleb Thomas will be switching him a lot because he was guarding number 35, Kyron Oxby. And I tell you what, them being able to switch onto him really slowed down Will Braun doing. So it'll be a good matchup to see here coming into the second half. Spring Mills very balanced. Kwesi Opoku, Anton Pong scoreless in that first half. Crazy to say, crazy to see. I'm expecting a huge second half out of them. And it might not necessarily be in the scoring aspect of it, Chris. I think he's just going to be making a lot of plays for his team if they're still going to continue to guard him the way they did.
Well, sometimes when coaches game plan you, they don't really game plan all the time for who's scoring the basketball. They're game planning for who's getting those people the basketball. And you're seeing it here with Handley. They want to keep Kwesi off the ball.
Yeah, they do not want the ball in his hands as always. We see Chase Shipley's first shot was up and no good as Caleb Thomas looking to get into that patent spin move back to Kwesi. Kwesi's first shot is up, and that is good.
See, I look for him to get him off and running here a little bit. That's a good job right there. Good action by Spring Mills off the ball.
Yeah, so it is. Now 24-24, 7:27 left to go here in this third quarter. Is Will Braun lets the three fly. That is no good, and great rebound there from Caleb Thomas. He gets that up to Oot Smith. Oot Smith kicks out of the corner to Shipley. Shipley with 11 first half points. Really paced the Cardinals as Shipley's three is up, and there is a foul underneath.
Now, see, I didn't see a whole lot there, and that's what irritates you as a coach. If they're letting you play in the first half, second half you come out and you start calling everything. I didn't see a whole lot there.
Yeah, I didn't either. As number 2, Kwesi Opoku Onchampong looking to drive to the rim, and that is no good as Will Braun is going to take Lokai Oot Smith to the rim, and that is good. So Braun up now to 20 points here as we just cracked the second half. 26-24, the Judges currently have their lead. As Oot Smith's three is up, and bank is not open tonight. No good.
Briscoe is doing a heck of a job on the Kwesi off the ball.
Yeah, you can see he's completely face guarding. As soon as he gets crosses the half-court line, they're guarding Kwesi. As we have number 35, Kyron Ogsby. He hands that ball off to number 23, Christian Dinges. Back in Dontrell McCree's hands. Try to make a cross-court pass right there as Briscoe kicks out in the corner. Dinges, no call right there. A lot of physical play right there, but nonetheless, no call. Just a little turnover right there from Chase Shipley. We'll go back to Handley basketball.
It looked like Chase was trying to get out in his lane there. He wasn't expecting that pass. He was trying to get out in his lane and get up to to a shooting position.
As we see our first time tonight, Tyler Jones. And I think this will be a little spark plug for them. I've always looked at him as like an energizer bunny. Every time he comes into the game, I tell you what, it's always like Spring Mills gets their momentum, and this is where they could go on a run right here.
I told you the last telecast, those are the players I love, man. Those got the players that are going to give you those tough defensive minutes. They're going to get the loose balls. They're just going to bring that. Whatever it is, they're going to bring.
As Braun Doon's fadeaway touches nothing but air, gets it up to Kwesi, over to Shipley. Shipley's three is up, and that is no good. But great rebound there from Xavier Anderson. He throws it off him, saves it, gets up and talks to the crowd. He's letting them know, yeah, I just made a play right there. Got upset a little something. Now the official pulls him to the side like, hey, come on, man, let's reel it in.
Good job by the official there, not throwing a quick tee.
Yeah, not worthy of a tee, but worthy of a talking to.
Yeah. Good job by the official there.
As Caleb Thomas now gets the ball in, he's going to attack the rim. Caleb Thomas' shot is up, no good. As Tyler Jones gets the ball, it does the same thing. And look, energy.
What I just talked about. I mean, in my coaching days, I always had a couple kids that couldn't score points at all, but they gave me that kind of stuff right there.
And what
you
makes
love
him
that as
different,
a coach.
he can actually put the ball in the rim. He is a heck of a shooter, Chris. As here comes Kwesi taking the ball off the bounce, and that mid-range floater is good.
Good jobs by Spring Mills getting him involved. They're a much different team when he's involved.
Yeah, a true number one team in the state. Whenever they got Kwesi creating plays, we have 4 points here quick in the start of the second half. As we have a tie game, basically 0-0. Great move there from number one, Dontrell McCreath. And there's a block. Shot is no good, but will be free throws at the line. So 5:11 left to go in this third quarter. 26-26. Really a low-scoring game comparable to what I thought it was going to be. Again, I thought the final would be in the 70 to 60 range. I'm looking more at this game. Probably whoever gets to 50 first is going to win this game.
Yeah, and I think the physicality has come into the game a little bit. I mean, in a game where the referees will be calling all the touch fouls, you may have a little more scoring, but they're not calling so many touch fouls this game. They're letting them play. So the result of that is a lower score.
And the second free throw is up, and that is good. 28-26, Handley with 5 minutes left to go in this third quarter. As Caleb Thomas is at the top of the key. He's got Dinges guarding him. He hands the ball off to Shipley. Shipley with 13 points here in this game gets another three up. That is no good.
Shipley came off the high ball screen right there.
Braun Doon kicks the ball up the floor. Here comes Javon Briscoe. Little reverse, no good, but he will get 2 free throws at the line.
Briscoe's slippery, man. He can get to the rim.
So Handley just doing a great job of controlling the game. Like I said before the game started, I said whoever controls the pace of the tempo doesn't necessarily mean, hey, if you're going to get in a running game, or if you're going to slow the game down. Handley's done a good job of playing at their pace all evening, Chris.
Well, you see it in spurts. When Spring Mills has gotten out on the run, they've been successful. And when Handley's been able to slow that down a little bit, they've been more successful.
As Briscoe's first free throw is up, and that is good. Briscoe back at the line for his second. And the second one is also good. So 30-26 game. Handley in front with 4:41 left to go in this third quarter. So Tyler Jones gets the ball back into his hands. Gets that over to the corner to Shipley. Back to Kwesi. Kwesi gets it over to Hope. Hope going to take a baseline. Throws it off the rim, and that is good. And we see Coach Hale throw his hands up like, man, sometimes you just got to live with that. Maybe not necessarily the best shot, but the shot went in nonetheless at 4:20 left to go in this third quarter.
Certainly a little bit unorthodox, but it went in. So
is Braun Doon with 20 points still, 16-point first quarter, only 4 points since. You got a feeling that he's about to get going again. We have
Spring Mills once again face guarding him off the ball.
Oh, and a little bit of a sell job right there, but I love it. He definitely had his feet set. And, man, when he lowered his shoulder, he sold the contact. Great play there from number 13, Hope Bokwe. And that's how you find minutes. Hope started off really as a JV starter, and as the season went on, he's found his way on the floor just because he makes the little plays happen. That's going to be a big play if somehow they can come back and win this game.
Make the coach notice you. Make the coach notice you in practice and workouts.
Here comes Bokwe. He hands the ball off to Kwesi. Kwesi kicks the ball back to Shipley. Shipley going to drive downhill, shoot the 12-footer. That is no good. Rebound there from Braun Doohan. Braun's going to bring the ball up the floor. Braun really strong with the basketball. You see him pound it off the floor. Gets to the rim, calls the foul on the floor. So 3:30 left to go in this third quarter. 30-28 game, and we can just see it's getting really physical out there now, Chris.
You see where Braun Doohan, he feels like he can go at the smaller guards. He just puts his head down and goes. Spring Mills has had a little more success with a little bit bigger guys guarding him.
And it looks like we are getting a timeout. And we're going to stay right here. I'm going to give a quick shout out to some of our sponsors, but before we do that, Chris, how do you feel? Obviously 30-28 game, still got a little bit more than halfway left to go in this third quarter. How do you feel for both sides at this timeout?
Obviously for Handley, they're going to have to figure out a way to get Braun Doohan more touches, get him in the game a little more. Obviously he's the one who's going to drive that engine. On the other side, once again, Kwesi, they found success 2 or 3 times down the court when Kwesi gets the ball in his hands. But to me, I want the floor general having the ball in their hand. He can make things happen off the pass, create his own shot. But it's going to be a tight one down to the wire, exactly what we expected. I feel like Spring Mills, like I said, talking about their schedule, they're battle tested, they're ready for this. I'm sure Handley is too. Man, looking at this Handley team, looking at their roster, they got everybody back next year, man. That's going to be a deadly team, man.
Oh man, they're definitely insane. And this Spring Mills team is also going to have a good. Obviously, they lose Caleb Thomas and Lokai Uth-Smith, but other than that, they're going to have most of their 5 back. Max Anderson will be gone, but they're going to have a majority of their team back as well. So we might see this matchup again next year, Chris.
Well, I would definitely look forward to that.
So we're going to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Again, we want to say thank you to Catro Law, Custom Fence and Decking. We want to say thank you to Neil Powell, Goosehead Insurance, True Performance Fitness, Brothers Ben Blasting, Catro Law, Ameritech Tire and Auto, RL Landscapes, Enclosures Unlimited, Big Mike's Growing, the Peckin Motors, call Jeremy Atkins, State Farm Insurance, call Jared Ferguson, Rosedale Funeral Home and Cemetery, ERA Liberty Realty, call Cheryl Yates, Mitch Warmer Sports Bar and Grill, Cookies and Milk Daycare. And again, we thank you guys for your sponsors. There's 3:13 left to go in this third quarter, 30-28 game. We have number 35, Kyron Oglesby, going to the line.
Yeah, Oglesby, early in the game, if you remember, he bulled his way down inside a little bit and had some success. This is the first time he's made another appearance, down there in the low post doing that. And once again, he got to the free throw line.
You can see that he has a strong base, and honestly, his footwork down low kind of was impressive right there. Something to build off of for Coach Harrell. Obviously, his team is very skilled and fundamental watching them play. And the second one is up is good, so he is perfect from the line. 32-28, 3:12 left to go in this third quarter. As we got Kwesi Opoku, Anton Pong bringing the ball down the floor. Got Caleb Thomas getting the ball. He shoots the 3. The 3 is up, and that is no good. As Hope Bokwe goes up, tries to sky for the rebound, but that will stay right here. And again, Bokwe, 2 hustle plays made back-to-back, and I got to watch him in preseason. And I was talking to Coach Samples and telling him, man, this kid right here can truly play. He's an athlete. He gets after it. You can see he just has that hunger, man. And they just gave Spring Mills another extra possession.
You can see he may be just a little bit tad raw, but hey, I'll take his athleticism. Yeah,
that's something you build off of. There's a great hand there from Dinges. Is that going to? That will be Spring Mills basketball. As Coach Harrell did a great sell job right there. He almost got me right there, Chris.
Hey, as a coach, you always try to steal as many as you can. Talk to the ref, talk them into something.
Yeah, what's the worst they can say? No.
Ask them how their mom's doing. Ask them how their wife's doing. Whatever.
There you go. As we got Kwesi bringing the ball up the floor. He's going to hand that off to Uth-Smith. Uth-Smith, that's his bread and butter right there. Little 12-footer floater. That is good. 32-30.
Deadly mid-range game. I like his mid-range game.
And that's what I'm saying. The Spring Mills team has about 3 guys that are, it's actually 4, I would say, that can really shoot the mid-range shot. You got Caleb Thomas, you got Uth-Smith, you got Tyler Jones, and you got Kwesi Opoku, Anton Pong, who I feel confident could shoot 15 and in relatively consistently. And another charge right there. Hope Bokwe. Again, I know I keep saying his name, and he's not really doing anything on the scoring column. He isn't really passing the ball, making assists, but on the defensive side of the ball, he is an anchor, Chris.
It's those dogs. You need those dogs off the bench that are willing to do the dirty work. I don't see many teams win state titles unless you have a couple dogs on the bench that will come out. They're going to get the loose ball. They're going to play defense. They're going to be physical. They're going to do whatever they can for the team.
For sure. 32-30. Spring Mills with the basketball down here at John Handley. This game's been everything we could ask for. As more as Caleb Thomas doing
nice move.
Akeem Olajuwon right there, the up and under. Now we have a tie game. Under 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. And Chris, what more could you ask for? We got Oglesby with the basketball. He gets that over to Digits. Great elevator action right there. Great action there from Hope to get through there and break up the screen. As Oglesby takes to the rim, that is no good. Trying to go get the basketball. He does. I think he should have just let that go out of bounds. That would have stayed John Handley basketball.
That looked like it was off Spring Mills.
Wow. I understand, you see the ball and you don't know, you're going to go try to get it. But I'm 90% sure that would have stayed Handley basketball. Nonetheless, Equasia poke launch on Pong, kicks the ball to the corner. Tyler Jones, he loves that corner three, and that is good. Tyler Jones gives Spring Mills first lead here in the second half, 35-32, 118 left to go. And we have Hope Boakway guarding all 94 feet, gets the ball over to Oglesby. Oglesby kicks it down to Dinges. Back to Oglesby, goes up, and there's a foul right there on Caleb Thomas. So 106 left to go in this third quarter, and man, I tell you what, this place is getting a little rowdy, Chris.
So Oglesby, once again, what you saw there, he's trying to bully his way down in there, and he's had success either by scoring or getting to the free throw line a couple times.
And here we have Handley with an opportunity to cut it down to a one-point game as Oglesby's first free throw is up and good, and Handley's done a great job at finishing at the free throw line here tonight.
I'm not sure what kind of range he has, but when he's catching the ball out on the wing, Spring Mills is running at him, and then he's bullying his way down into the room. So I'm not sure if it'd be better just to sag off him a little bit and let him take a shot.
And I agree with you as we see Equazi bringing the ball up the floor. We are now underneath a minute left to go as Caleb Thomas kicks the ball out to Hope Boakway. Boakway picks up the ball on the block, back to Caleb Thomas. Big matchup right here. Thomas only has 6 points in the game. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Good rebound there from Bron Doohan. Bron Doohan kicks the ball at the floor to Briscoe. Briscoe gets the ball in the corner. Here we got McCreath attacking, and we're going to get a travel call right there. Wow. I mean, that pivot foot kind of did move a little bit.
It looked like it did shuffle just slightly.
Obviously, we don't have the best angle up here, but the official was right beside it. He had to see that foot move. As we have Spring Mills with the opportunity maybe to take the last shot here. 32 seconds left to go.
I think the officials have done a good job. You hardly know they're there, really. And that's what you want.
Yeah, they're staying out of the game. I mean, but they're still policing the game as they should. It's not getting out of hand, especially with this atmosphere and this crowd. I got to say the officials have done a great job here this evening, Chris. We have Equazi, 13 seconds left, and it looks like Spring Mills will take the last shot. But they have a habit, but people will go to sleep until about 6 seconds. They'll shoot it right then and there to try to get a 2-1 opportunity. As Equazi going to take it to the rim.
There he goes.
And that is a block and one.
There it is.
So 1 second left to go in this third quarter.
What do we say on our keys to the game at halftime? I was saying get Equazi more involved. He definitely is. You know, one of those special point guards that we're used to seeing over in the Panhandle. With Keyshawn Cheek, Chris Dolman at Washington. I mean, we're really blessed over in the Panhandle. We got point guards galore over there.
And I know you would consider Xavier Kirk a point guard, but I would say that he's a great combo guard as well, too, for Hedgesville. So there's 4 or 5 really good guards out in the EPAC, and Equazi doesn't really get talked about as much. Jamari Jenkins is an incredible player, too. He held Jamari Jenkins scoreless in the first half, and Jamari ended to finish up with, I believe, 21 or so.
I wouldn't take any of those point guards on my team, any one of them.
Yeah, they're terrific. And that's the end of the third quarter. And we're going to stay right here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we want to say thank you to our sponsors. A 37-34 game. 8 minutes left to go, Chris. Who do you give the edge to here in this fourth quarter?
Well, it's going to be whoever can dictate the pace, right? Like Spring Mills, they're having a lot of success getting out in the open floor, but they can play both ways. They play better in the half court when Equazi has the ball in his hands. That's just my opinion. I think they play a lot better in the half court. but they've proven that they can play both ways, which good teams, that's the way they play. Handley, you can tell they don't want to get in much of an up and down game, and they're going to have to figure out a way to get Braun doing, maybe put him on the ball, set some ball screens for him, some double high, something to get. He can't go another quarter with these limited touches. He just can't.
Yeah, I would say he's going to have the ball in his hand every possession in this fourth quarter. And again, I want to give a shout out to both these coaches, Coach Shannon Lyons and Coach Zach Harrell. This has been a tremendous game plan, a tremendous atmosphere going to the fourth quarter, a 3-point game. They competed hard in a game that, like you said, it really means nothing in the grand scheme of things, but mentally and for confidence going into playoff time, this game is everything. These teams are going to want to win. We're about to see a battle, Chris, as we got Handley about to bring the ball in bounds. Kyron Aldsby, he gets the ball into number 1, Dontrell McCreath. McCreath really helping out on the defensive end, too. Limited a lot of those guys. You see his hustle. He's made a couple of steals. He's really caused havoc in Spring Mill's game plan, as we see Braun doing with the ball in his hands, and Caleb Thomas switch on him. POY versus POY potentially. And this is an ultimate photo right here. I hope our camera's getting that. As we have number 3, Briscoe lets the 3 fly. Caleb Thomas pulls up the rebound as Boquay bringing the ball up the floor. Oot Smith with the ball. And Spring Mills, here they go in their half-court set. And now they got numbers. Quasi does a great job of keeping it on his side. Kicks to Tyler Jones. Three's up, no good, but a tip in there from Mokai Oot Smith. And we said before the cast, tremendous athlete. The kid does everything. He plays football, soccer, basketball. He's just a true athlete. As we see Spring Mills with a 39-34 lead just a minute in to this fourth quarter.
Buckley gave him the baseline there. Can't do that. And that backside help came late. If you're going to give him the baseline like that, you better get the backside help on the weak side coming down.
If you don't, he's going to make you pay, Chris. So we have 2 free throws right here. Braun Dillon with 22 points. Gets it up to 23. Makes it a 4-point game.
Handley sort of went away from that. Braun Dillon was having success attacking the basket early in the game, and they sort of went away from that until just that last possession. And
I would say they've had success. He's ran the elevator screen 3 times. He's got 2 open threes off of it. I think you've got to go back and try to see if you can get that action, because Spring Mills, as great as they are on the ball defense, we've seen a couple of laxes on them defensively off the ball. We see Caleb Thomas about to go set a screen. Quasi rejects it, and that is a good bucket right there. So Quasi of Hoku Achampong up to 8 points here in the second half, all in the second half.
There he is.
So 41-36 games, 6:36 left to go, and man, this has just been a thrill, ladies and gentlemen. As Braun Dillon lets the 3 fly, that is no good. As Caleb Thomas picks up his 9th rebound of the game. So only 6 points here tonight for Braun Dillon, for Caleb Thomas, who has 9 rebounds, a couple assists as well too. Been doing everything all around. As Hope Boquay now with the basketball has taken 2 charges tonight, has a steal, a couple big offensive rebounds. As Tyler Jones going to come off the bounce, shoots the floater is up, and that is no good. Great rebound there from number 35, Kyron Aldsby, who gets the fall up the floor to Dillon. Dillon goes to the rim, misses it, but Dinges is there. Ball goes off of Boquay's back. So 5:56 left to go in this fourth quarter. 41-36, Spring Mills hold a slim lead, and man, this has just been an incredible ball game.
What Braun doing?
And just misses that, so kind of just a little off compared to where he was in the first half. Because that first quarter, that was something special to see. That was I've never seen a player start off the game that hot and just not miss for about 10 possessions straight.
Yeah, it was heat check from the jump, for sure.
As Braun Dillon's first free throw is up. That is good. So again, I thought, ladies and gentlemen, this game would be in the 60s and 70s. I still stand by whoever gets to 51st wins. As Braun Dillon hits the free throw, and it looks like we're going to have a timeout here from Handley. So we're going to sit right here, and Chris, 5 minutes, 52 seconds left to go. Again, if you're Spring Mills, what are you doing right here? And I'll do Handley.
So if I'm Spring Mills, obviously, I know I sound like a broken record. Keep the point guard on the ball. Keep it Quasi with the ball in his hand. You can see the success he's having, and then when he's driving and dishing, the success the team is having. they're so much better, in my opinion, when he's commanding and running things. Handley did a good job in the first half of denying him the ball. You can see, you know, what I talked about. Sometimes coaches, it's not all about when they're game planning for the other team. It's not all about necessarily the scores. It's who's throwing in the basketball.
I agree. And if you look at Handley, I feel like Handley's going to have to change how they guard Akwesi. I mean, in the first half, you saw they were balling out. Now they're letting him get the ball, and they're almost forcing him to the rim and allowing him to make plays and try to shoot over their top. And, you know, he has 10 points here in the second half because he's finishing at the rim. He has not made 1 3 tonight, but he's doing a great job of getting to the rim. And they're basically just saying flat on, they're taking a chance on him going to the rim and finishing over Ogsby for real. As we have Akwesi bringing the ball back up the floor. 5:44 left to go in this fourth quarter. Tremendous game. 3-point lead Spring Mills currently has as Thomas goes to kick it out. He gets it to Oot Smith. Oot Smith's 3 is up, and that is good. Bang, bang, bang. Big time 3 from Lokai Oot Smith. 6-point lead with 5:30 left to go.
Love his confidence. You can tell he wants those types of shots. He don't have any
no hesitation.
No hesitation at all.
No hesitation. Didn't blink. Just let it fly. And another hand there, really a foot. That should have been kickball.
Tell you what, Bachway's giving good minutes, man. Good minutes.
And this whole fourth quarter is the biggest minutes of the game, and he's played the whole fourth quarter.
Yeah.
As Bachway,
look how connected they are on defense. Good job there.
As Oglesby gets the bucket to fall.
Yeah, Oglesby once again bored his way down in there a little bit. He's a tough guard. He's just a strong kid.
I mean, you see it. I mean, he's just this is a great game. Both these teams are very talented. As we got Akwesi take it to the rim, he kicks it out to Bokwe. Look at that screen right there. Oot Smith lets the 3 fly, and that is no good. Good rebound there from number 3, Briscoe. They're pushing the pace. Dinges kicks it over the corner to Braun. Braun's going to take it to the rim, and that is no good.
Good defense right there by Spring Mills. Good help defense.
Great verticality right there, too. This went up and didn't get Braun doing a good opportunity to the rim. Finished a little short, and, man, we're in for a classic finish. As Akwesi's going to take it to the rim. The floater is up, and that is no good. And we have a foul right here. That will be, it looks like on Akwesi, Apoku on Tampon. Yep, that is on number 2. So we're at 4:20 left to go in this game. 44-40. Spring Mills holding on to a lead. We've had so many different lead changes here in the second half. Handley had a lead up to 11 points at 20-9 going into the second quarter. And Spring Mills has really just dominated ever since that first quarter burst from Will Braun doing.
Bachway's getting some well-deserved rest here, man. He gave some really quality minutes here off the bench.
And the thing is, he's going to need a quick rest. And it's odd not to see Chase Shipley. Shipley had 11 first-half points and really hasn't played much this second half. But with Bachway playing really well at that 3 position and helping on the glass as well, I mean, there's going to be an odd man out on the floor, unfortunately, on the Spring Mills team.
Well, they have so many scores, and you know, some nights some guys are going to get left out of the score column. It's just the way it is when you got this kind of depth.
Oh wow, they're going to call a illegal screen right there on Handley. That's going to be on number 3, Javon Briscoe.
So Briscoe tried to set the little cross screen. And when the Spring Mill defender tried to get up over top of it, he just slid just a little bit. It wasn't much, but it was enough. It was enough.
Unfortunately, it was enough. And again, 4:10 left to go. Spring Mills basketball, 4-point lead. And Quasi's going to send Tyler Jones to the corner. Here comes that double screen action. Going to look to try to get Oot Smith either a wide open 3 or Caleb Thomas a post touch right here. And now they got a Quasi. Oh, with the matchup on Braun doing the 3 is no good. Oh, man, this place would have went crazy. As we have a foul right there. On number, is that going to be on Caleb Thomas? Yep, that is going to be on number 3, Caleb Thomas. 3:51 left to go here in his fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen.
So Braun doing, he's also proven he could guard on the perimeter, which in college, unless he grows a lot, he's obviously going to be a 1 or a 2 guard.
Oh, 100% a 1 or a 2.
And you're going to have to guard on the perimeter. You're going to have to guard guys 6'7", 6'8", playing a 2 guard. He's doing a good job of defending the slashers for Spring Mills.
So it looks like we have an injury down there? No, it looks like we're good. So now we have McCreath bringing the ball up the floor. And Dinges, he gets it back up to Oglesby. Braun doing cuts the baseline. We have Xavier Anderson back on him. As Caleb Thomas walling up right there on Oglesby. nonetheless kicks it back out to Briscoe. 4-point game. Now we're underneath 3:30 left to go. Crunch time, ladies and gentlemen. Chris, this is the best game I've seen all year.
So it'll come down to execution. Who can execute the best in the half courts?
Yeah, Briscoe gets it back over to Dinges, and Handley's taking their time, and Springville's is doing a great job off the ball. As you see, they had a couple lapses in the first half, but here, and a great play there from number 23, Dinges. Makes it a 2-point game. So 2:59 left to go. 2-point game. Kwesi Opoku on Champong with the ball in his hand. In the corner right here. It's going to be is it a timeout?
Yeah, good timeout right there.
So it looks like it's just going to be a 30-second timeout.
Springville was standing around a little bit, and the guard was starting to get pinned on the sideline. Good timeout. Good call there by Coach Lee.
Yeah, I feel like if you looked at where he was in the corner right there, and the thing is, if off the ball, if you see your guard stuck in the corner with nobody, you flash to the basketball. At least that's how I was taught. Some might say flash to the rim, but typically in time of possession, there's 3 minutes left to go. You have a 2-point lead. You're flashing back to the basketball.
Something to look for here. And I watched him a couple times down the court here, and Braun Doings, he's kind of standing 30 feet from the basket on the other side of the floor. I mean, he's the best player probably in the state. He's got to get in the action a little more. I mean, to me, he's got to have the ball in his hands a little
every
bit.
play. I would say every play. I mean, we realize he's only a sophomore, so he's still such a young kid. But, I mean, just if you look at him, he's a frame of a man, and that's why we expect so much of him. You know, they're still going to have some of those laps. This is a big game for him. This is only going to make him better. The sky's the limit. He has 22 points here, obviously a 16-point first quarter. He really needs to have a big fourth quarter right here if they want any chance to come back and win this game. As Caleb Thomas goes to the rim.
Might have got away from a walk there.
Right there, and the shot is up and no good, and there is a foul.
I think the first time he got away with a little shuffle.
So 2:34, 42-44. Caleb Thomas only 6 points here, 9 rebounds, couple assists. And that first free throw is up, so now up to 7 points here tonight for Caleb Thomas.
And you keep waiting for it, right? When's the spurt going to come? When's Braun Duane just going to get the ball in his hands and come down and pull a couple threes? Try to make this place go crazy.
I mean, he hits 1 3, this place might go nuts. 46-42, 2:32 left to go. And you know they're going to try to get the ball in his hands. We got Xavier Anderson, and there goes Dinges, go to the rim.
Hey, if I'm Spring Mills, I'm okay with that.
And that's a jump ball, and that is going to be Spring Mills basketball.
Good job by Spring Mills making somebody else beat you besides the star player. Once again, Braun Duane, he's standing out far from the basket. He's not getting in the action. And not you know.
He needs to go get the basketball. Again, that's, you go up to the corner, you smack, you put your hands together, give me the ball.
If I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose with my best player shoot the basketball.
Kicks it over to Anderson. Anderson with the basketball. Again, 2:12 left to go in this game. 46-42. Kwesi Opoku on Champong. Scored his first half, 10 points here in the second. Really big-time minutes. As we have Caleb Thomas kicks it over in the corner. Over to Tyler Jones now. Oots Smith with the basketball. Wide open rim. And that's payday for him. And, man, that makes it tough. 48-42. Spring Mills. Visiting is Braun Duane. Lets the 3 fly. That is good.
What I just talked about, right?
And bang, bang, bang. 1:45 left to go. 48-45.
What I just say? I said he's going to look for him to start trying to get off here.
And he has to. I mean, there's a lot of time left, Chris. I mean, obviously, there's 105 seconds left. You look at it, you break it down, you can get I look at it, you get a possession every 20 seconds. So they have time for about 4 more possessions.
And I'm telling you what, all 4 of those possessions, he's going to have the ball in his hand. He's got to.
Yeah.
I mean,
every time he needs the ball in his hand. If he doesn't have the ball in his hand, I think Handley's not going about it right. Obviously, Dinges has made a couple good plays, but you see Spring Mills is almost daring him, drive to the rim. They're expecting their their center presence down there with Xavier Anderson and Caleb Thomas to run them basically out of the paint.
The middle part of the game from the second quarter all the way through the third quarter and in half of this fourth quarter, Spring Mills has done an outstanding job of making somebody else beat them. Now, yes, Ogilvy he's got down inside a couple times, and Boyd is way down in there. That's fine. But now these are the minutes that count, right?
Right.
These are the minutes that count.
Yeah, this is what I call make or break in minutes. The last 2 minutes of the game, and it's a one possession game. You have to be perfect execution right here, and really all the pressure is on Spring Mills this possession. If I'm Handley, you can play this out until about a minute before you have to start fouling, because you're only at 2 tees fouls, so you really have that element where you're going to have to start fouling to get Spring Mills on the line.
Yeah, that's the downside of the refs letting you play. You look up in the fourth quarter and you're like, oh man, we got a bunch of fouls to get.
Yeah, there's only 2 team fouls for Handley, and again, still a lot of time, but Spring Mills, they want to take their time right now. And it's really hard to get the ball out of Quasi's hands. I'm trapping every time the ball goes in the corner, though. Obviously you got to live with what happens, but if you can get a trap off and maybe see if your length can make something happen, because we have Shipley checking in for the first time here in the fourth quarter. He had 11 first quarter points. And Spring Mills, man, this has really been a team effort for them. As the ball goes out of bounds off of Shipley, says it goes off his foot. And they overturn the call. As we hear it, this crowd is not very happy. I didn't quite see.
I think that was the right call. I think it went off Chase. I think it did.
It was close. Obviously, I didn't see it from here. But Shipley definitely said, hey, that didn't go off of me. Nonetheless, 1:16 left to go. One possession game.
Once again.
Here goes Bondu, and the ball's in his hand.
You can bet a shot's going to go up here as soon as he pops free.
And is that a foul? Oh, it's going to be a foul on the floor, and that's 5 team fouls in the fourth quarter. Handley's going to get 2 free throws at the line. Kyron Oglesby is going to go to the line with 1:05 left to go, down by 3 with an opportunity to cut it to a 1-point game. Man, you just look at these stands, Chris. It's just so electric in here right now. I got goosebumps, man.
I was telling a buddy of mine the other day about the state championship game. It was actually a semifinal back before they seeded in Charleston. Beckley and DuPont, when DuPont had Randy Moss, sold out Charleston Civic Center, 16,000 people. That was an incredible atmosphere.
I can only imagine, man. I wasn't thought about yet, though, unfortunately. And Shipley's coming out of the game. Oh, that's why Shipley he had 5 fouls. They're really undercover with how they do it. They have not been calling out teams, player fouls. I thought Shipley had 3. I thought that was going to make it his 4th. But he has 5 fouls. Chase Shipley with a minute left fouls out of the game. So Hope Bokwe, who played huge minutes here in that third quarter, hopefully can come in here and save the day for Spring Mills. As Oglesby has free throws. The first free throw is up and no good. Big miss right there. Still an opportunity to cut it to a 2-point game. This is a big free throw right here. You need this. And we're going to have a timeout. Coach Shane Lyons is going to take a timeout.
Well, either way, no matter how this shakes out, this has been a treat.
Oh, it's been an absolute gift to watch. I mean, I've just enjoyed every minute of it. And we're going to go back over, thank our sponsors again. We want to shout out Catro Law, Ameritech Tire and Auto, R&L Landscapes, Enclosures Unlimited, Big Mike's Drilling, Pecan Motors, call Jeremy Atkins, State Farm Insurance, call Jared Ferguson, Rosedale Funeral Home and Cemetery, ERA Liberty, call Cheryl Yates, Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill, Cookies and Milk Daycare, Neil Powell Goosehead Insurance, True Performance Fitness, Custom Fence and Decking, Brothers Benz Blasting. Again, we thank you guys. This is a very special cast, out-of-state contest here at John Handley High School. First time we've done a game here, and I got to say, they've treated us very well. The athletic director and the whole board, Coach Harrell, has been very inviting to all of us. So we want to give a shout out to the Handley administration. Thank you guys for allowing us to come on board. Hopefully, we can work with them again in the future.
Yeah, they helped me find a parking space. I got here, and there was nowhere to park. I was amazed how many people were here, and then one of the attendants out front said, "Just go find your spot out back." She said, "Park wherever you have to." So I just put it in 4-wheel drive and parked up in the ground.
When there's a will, there's a way, and I tell you what, this is just been an incredible place to play at tonight. This atmosphere, not maybe the biggest arena per se, but man, they fill this place out. As the second one is good by Oglesby, makes it still a 2-point game. All he needs is a basket.
Full court pressure here.
And that's probably who you want to foul. You want to foul Anderson or Bokwe. You don't want to you don't want to have the ball in his hands, but still, you need a couple fouls. I'm getting those fouls out the way. So we're underneath a minute left to go. As Oot Smith takes it in and jams it. Bang!
Somebody lost their man there on the backside. Somebody forgot who they had.
50-46. 43 seconds left to go. Ron Dewey gets the ball back in his hand. Ron Dewey lets the 3 fly. That is good. Oh, my goodness gracious. He's different. 28 points. 35 seconds left to go. 1-point game. Chris.
So you saw there, Handley. I was watching sometimes as a former coach, you're watching things that happen during the timeout. Handley checked in 2 kids that haven't played the whole game. So that tells me that they were able to bring some pressure or they're going to foul intentionally. What happens when you do that is, as you saw, somebody left Spring Mills player wide open.
Smith was wide open. He brought the house down, man.
So that's how you, if you roll the dice like that, you bring in a kid who hadn't been in the flow of the game late in the game like that, that's what happens. Spring Mills did a good job. I actually thought he was going to pull it out, but he was so wide open, he said, I'm going to go ahead and take the dunk.
Man, I tell you what, I mean, and I tell you, that's a big shot because now Braun Dewitt hits that 3. It's a 1-point game. 34 seconds, you don't have to foul right away. You're going to bring this pressure right here. And this game has been everything that has been advertised. You know, Handley started out with that first run, was up 29. And you see this football set right here. And basically kicks it over to Kwesi Opoku. And now you got to get some fouls, though. You got, I think right now you get your fouls up. Get this foul right here. Maybe try to get one more so you're up to 4. And then try to play it out a little bit. If you get a 5th foul, they go to the line. You still, when you're over 30 seconds, I look at it as you still play it out. And still really about 20 seconds if you're only down by 1 or 2. So 32 seconds left to go. Gets the ball into Anderson. Anderson to Kwesi Opoku on Champong, and there's a foul. And see, I don't like that foul right there because he's underneath his rim. 2 seconds have already came off. You hold him back there for another 8.
Why not try to get a jump ball out? He had the ball.
I mean, I understand the premise of it, but I'm waiting till he gets past half court to foul him because then now they can't go back behind half court. So there you go. Anderson, there's a big foul right there, and maybe that's not too bad. That's not a bad idea. 27 seconds left. Now Xavier Anderson gets 2 free throws. Xavier Anderson can knock down a free throw. He's very consistent at the line, too. Not a bad free throw shooter, but definitely out of the other 4 that are on the floor, other than Hope Boakway, I'd much rather have Lokai Uth-Smith, Caleb Thomas, or Kwesi Opoku on Champong shooting free throws. But, you know, Xavier Anderson, that's a D1 level player. He lives for these moments. He's had a terrific game, especially defensively tonight. 2 big free throws right here for Xavier.
So Boakway did the best job on Braun Dewitt here in this half. I can understand why he's on the floor. On the offensive end, he's not going to give you quite as much, but defensively, obviously, that's what you need right now.
I mean, when you look at it defensively, you want 2 dogs, which you have Xavier Anderson and Hope Boakway out there, and right now you have 3 guys offensively, and Lokai Uth-Smith, Caleb Thomas, and Kwesi Opoku on Champong, who all are equivalent shooters. It's 2 big free throws right there.
There you see Boakway denying. Good job right there.
So down to the last 22 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. John Handley undefeated this season without a blemish. And there's a 3 up. No good.
Good defense.
Great defense.
Awesome defense.
Ogsby 3's up again. It's good! Oh my gosh, 9 seconds left to go. And we're going to have a timeout from Spring Mills, 52-52.
Well, I said early in the game that Oglesby was having a lot of success driving the basketball and bullying his way in. And I also said that sometimes coaches aren't right. I also said I would try to see if he could beat us from the outside a little bit. Well, he just did.
Yeah, Oglesby knocked down. That's a huge 3. First 3 of the evening that he knocked down. Put down, nothing but butter.
But even with that being said, I'd rather him be taking that shot than Braun Dewitt, even though he made it.
Right.
I'll roll that dice.
You got to. At the end of the day, I mean, the fact that the matter is he knocked that shot down. You blocked Braun Dewitt's 3. You played decent defense right there, but I think you still have to try to at least go contest that. But nonetheless, Spring Mills with 9 seconds left to go, kind of shades of last year's state championship game. Opportunity to go win the game in regulation or go to overtime. Let's see if they can get it done right here. They're going to get back in that, and this is going to be an incredible finish nonetheless. One of our co-producers, I believe it was Jamari, said this game's going to overtime. Book it. So we shall see as Kwesi Opoku on Champong bringing the ball down the floor. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tyler Jones 3 is up and no good. We are going to overtime. Wow, an incredible play. Tyler Jones hits the last second 3, no good. We're going to overtime, 52-52. and some free basketball. You can't complain about that, man. This is just great.
I kind of expected Quasi to take it to the rim and force them to foul him there. Handley did a good job of making him get rid of the basketball, but here we are, exactly where we thought we would probably be, a close game toward the end here. Overtime, free basketball, can't beat it.
Man, free basketball. I tell you what, this game's been planned. It's been in the background being planned for over a couple months. I remember, I was speaking with Coach Samples about it back in December. I was like, hey, are you guys going to be able to play Handley? It was right after Will Braun scored that 57-point game. And he was like, I hope we do. I hope we find a way. And Coach Harrell reached out to me. He was trying to play Washington, so Coach Harrell, in this Handley organization, a really prestigious school here in Winchester. We see the packed house here tonight. Great basketball tradition.
Well, you see the name on the court, Thomas Dixon. I mean, he's the legendary coach from over here. And I remember those epic battles, Martinsburg and Handley. I mean, just incredibly epic battles that they used to have. I miss that league. With all these big districts in Virginia are taking away some rivalries.
Yeah, a lot of them. Especially Sharando used to have more rivalries up here in the Eastern Panhandle as well. James Wood, that was a consistent team that you would play. In Handley and Millbrook, you would play them too. You don't really see, you still see Millbrook pop up. Millbrook will still play Jefferson every now and then. But a lot of this Winchester area schools, Frederick County, it's just different now. 52-52 though. 4 minutes of basketball here. We see the fifth quarter on the period up there. I've only ever seen 4 on there. Hey, you gotta love it. 52-52. Caleb Thomas with the jump ball. Ball is up. And Akwesi Opoku Onchampong gets the ball. He's bringing it up past half court. Only 4 minutes here in overtime. Again, the team fouls stick up, so every foul now, both sides will go to the line for a double bonus. As Caleb Thomas looks to attack the rim, does a little spin away jumper. That is good.
Good job of holding his pivot foot there, just barely, but he did. Good job.
And Caleb Thomas now up to double figures. Has a double-double here tonight with 10 points and 11 rebounds. As Will Braun doing, he has 27 here tonight, 16 in the first quarter.
Good job. Good job of hedging it right there by Thomas. Caleb Thomas did a good job.
And Oglesby gets to the rim, gets the shot up. No good, but we'll have an opportunity for 2 free throws at the line to tie this game up. 54-52. Spring Mills currently in the lead. We're in overtime here. And Chris, obviously the player of the game for both sides. You look at Will Braun doing, definitely deserves all the praise. I heard a lot about him. First time watching him live play, he's just everything is advertised, Chris.
Definitely. Like I said, when he was just knee high, I got to see him play a ton. Coming over to my events over in Inwood, you could see it early on, but I never thought it would grow to this. I'd be lying to you if I said I thought he would grow into this.
He doesn't even have a lick of facial hair yet. He's still, the kid's still growing. He's still becoming a man. In the next 2 years, especially if he stays at John Handley, he has an opportunity, man. They might build a statue out here for him. As the second free throw up from Oglesby is good. 54-53, 3:17 left to go here in this overtime period.
He's a Darren DeVries type player. Maybe they'll get him up in the blue and gold in Morgantown.
Hey, don't get me excited now, because he is just a tremendous player. As we see Akwesi Opoku Onchampong, he kicks the ball out to Caleb Thomas. Thomas with a couple offers again from Shepherd and Fairmont State. Has played a very solid game. It's Oot Smith, big time shot. Oot Smith now.
I love his mid-range game,
And I would say, for Spring Mills, he's the player of the game right now. He has 13 points here tonight. Very balanced scoring from Spring Mills, but he has had some huge buckets, along with Hope Boquay's defense and what they've been doing tonight. Man, I tell you what, this has just been a tremendous output from Handley and from Spring Mills.
Spring Mills really staying connected there on defense. Good job. And Braun called him on the ball fake there.
And another elevator screens. We saw another opportunity is, no contact right there. As Akwesi gets a 3 up, and that is no good. Caleb Thomas gets the rebound. The follow-up is good.
Just what you expect, right? You expect Caleb Thomas to step up in these situations. He will.
As Caleb Thomas now puts Spring Mills up 58-53. As we see McCree take it to the rim, no good. We have 2:07 left to go with the opportunity to cut this back to a 1-possession game.
So now they've opened it up to a 5-point lead again. And now Handley's right back in the same boat to the point where Braun isn't getting as many touches down the floor as he needs to.
Yeah, for sure, I agree.
You can't wait till a minute left again and expect it to happen like magic.
Yeah, he needs, honestly, if I'm him, I'm putting him in that point forward role. I'm having him bring the basketball up, and I'm setting him a ball screen, allowing him to pick and dictate what he wants to do from there. So the second free throw is up, and he's good. So both free throws are good. Back to a one-possession game. 2:07 left to go here in this fourth quarter as Equazi bringing the ball up the floor. You got Xavier Anderson ready to set a ball screen for him. Equazi taking the ball out.
So they're not switching to high ball screen because they don't want a big on a small right there.
Now you see it. They're fighting through everything, and Equazi could use his speed and kind of get by that if he really wanted to. But they're in the lead right now, 1:48 left to go. They're not going to take anything but a layup right here. They're going to take also time as we see Equazi. You saw Xavier Anderson, bring up number 35, Kyron Oglesby, and told him, hey, come guard me. And you see Caleb Thomas attacking the rim. Caleb Thomas stuck there on the baseline. See, that's where I'm trapping right there.
Yeah.
I got to trap right there and see if I get the ball out of his hands. Spring Mills is just milking clock. And that's, Hope Boakway, he can knock down free throws. But, again, it's a big-time situation. You're letting clock just tick. I'm trying to get as many possessions as possible. And you don't want to foul there because Caleb Thomas is the 80% free throw shooter, but they does. And now that'll be 2 free throws at the line. 1:11 left to go here in this this overtime period.
So I'm with you. They could have gave that foul about 10, 15 seconds sooner. That was a waste of time for me. If you're going to foul him.
Yeah, if you're going to wait that long to foul, now you just 30 seconds are gone. That's a whole possession or two out of your hands. And at this point in the game, you can't eliminate possessions. Caleb Thomas first free throw extended to a 2-possession game, 59-55. Cardinals have a lead.
All right. Well, let's see if Spring Mills this time down the court. Let's see if they try to make somebody else beat them.
And Thomas' second free throw is up, and that is good. Spring Mills with a 5-point lead. 1:07 left to go here in this overtime period.
Man, Bachway is working hard, man.
You see it, man. You can just see him sprinting.
He's getting crushed on screens. He's still going through it.
Bachway with underneath a minute left to go. Braun doing, take it to the rim. And it's going to be a foul. And one. Oh, are they calling that a charge? No, that's and one. Yep, that's a foul. And one to 3 the old-fashioned way. 54 seconds left to go. Chance to cut it to a 2-point game.
Look, Braun did a heck of a job there. Taking the contact, played through the contact, making the basket. Bachway was almost there. He was close. But I will tell you what, that young man's working hard.
He's just a junior. Still has a lot of opportunity for growth, especially, with Thomas and Oot Smith graduating next year and Shipley also graduating next year.
I've been real impressed with his want-to. I mean, he did.
And we see Shipley, he fouled out in the fourth quarter right there. The second free throw is up and good. So now it is 60-58, 54 seconds left to go in the overtime period. And dare I say, will there be double OT?
So now they're switching offense for defense. They take Bachway off.
Yeah, Bachway.
They bring in Tyler Jones.
And Tyler Jones now in the game. And now Spring Mills with some numbers. Oot Smith takes up the floor and gets fouled, going up for 2. We'll get an opportunity to shoot 2 free throws. Oot Smith, we don't know his exact percentage, but the way he's been shooting the basketball, especially of late, I don't think that's one guy you want to foul.
That was a good job by Oot Smith right there. He went right at Oglesby, knowing that he's probably a little bit quicker. He was going to make him fouling.
So we'll see right here, 2 big free throws. And I hated this as a free throw shooter, Chris. Whenever you're just sitting there, now the officials are talking, sitting at the 3-point line, getting your artificial free throws up. And it just causes a little bit of issues. And right now, Handley wins this if he misses 1 free throw.
Good job with the officials. They're getting it right, taking their time, not being. Sometimes officials will get rushed because the crowd's booing. Look, take your time, get the call right.
Yeah, and that first free throw from Oot Smith is good. He's now up to 14 here this evening. Again, if Spring Mills wins, we would say he's the home team sports player of the game. Had a tremendous second half, 14 big points, a couple big threes. He had that dunk that really stretched the lead in the fourth quarter. I thought was going to put Handley away. Handley got back into it, and a big miss right there.
There we go.
And now just a 1-possession game, and you see Hope Bachway all over Braun doing. Here comes that elevator action again. Going to come off a double screen. Back to Braun doing the 3 is up, and no good. 32 seconds left to go, and again, I know he airballed that, ladies and gentlemen, but he's a sophomore. The fact that he got that 3 up and just let it fly, no hesitation, he kind of did have a little hitch right there. You saw where he was like, should I let this fly? And he said, nope, I'm letting it go.
Well, the kid's human.
Yeah, he is. He's very young kid, but there's a reason why he has 4 Division I offers. As Equazi gets the ball inbounds, we're now underneath 30 seconds. here in this overtime period. And we have a foul right there. 27 seconds left to go. Tyler Jones will go to the free throw line. Tyler Jones, only 2 points tonight. Didn't really play in the first half. You know, and it's odd to see, but he definitely brought energy again. They were down by 8 when he came into the game. And you see, he brought them back into this game, and now they have a lead. He's been playing almost every minute since, especially with the Chase Shipley fouling out issue.
Well, after this game in the locker room, I'm giving Jones and Bockway a big shout-out. They've really given really good minutes over here on the road. And
this is a big, big free throw right here because if he misses this, again, Handley's only down by 3. And Handley's just been fighting and clawing and sticking around. Coach Lyons, great game plan for Spring Mills. See Bockway about to check back in. Tyler Jones' second free throw is up, and that is good. It extends it to a 2-possession lead. 62-58. You see Coach Lyons down there saying no fouls, no fouls.
So look for Handley here to attack the basket, try to get a quick 2, and then foul.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a quick 2 right here before 15 seconds.
There they go right there.
Then just goes up, doesn't make the shot. But with 19 seconds left to go, 62-58 opportunity to make it a 1-possession game yet again.
So what you got to be careful that, you know, you can let him go, have the layup just to burn the clock. If you're going to foul him, don't let him get the shot up off the glass.
No, you can't allow that to happen.
You cannot let the ball get him.
Big, big free throw right here from Dinges. Dinges' first free throw is up, and that is good. So 62-59.
So I used to have my assistant coaches watch who's being subbed in the game. Now right now they sub back in number 0, Amari Brown. He's going to be the designated fouler probably, but that's also a guy you can take advantage of where you can get loose on him.
Yeah, see if
because he hasn't been in the flow of the game.
And we have a timeout right here. I believe they only have a full timeout left to go. So 62-60, 18 seconds left to go. I mean, you feel this place is hot here right now. There's a lot of people in here. You can feel the energy, the electricity. I'll tell you, it's probably freezing outside, though, Chris.
Yeah. It's warm up here in the booth for sure.
Again, 19 seconds left to go. Free basketball. Nobody's left. I mean, this crowd has just stayed completely intact. The biggest lead of the game was an 11-point lead from Handley at 20-9, and ever since, I mean, Spring Mills went on a huge run. They were up by 6 in the fourth quarter with about a minute left to go, and Handley went on a furious run to push into overtime. And now with 18 seconds left to go, opportunity maybe to trap down here, force a turnover, get a layup. Who knows? We might be in for more free basketball.
Yeah. You got to tell your team, when you're going to do the trap, don't just foul. Make a play on the ball. You might get lucky and hit the ball and knock it loose.
And they might not call you.
They might not get a foul.
Yeah. We'll see how they attack this right here. As they're doing that stack look, whenever you're guarding this, I like to face guard this, and you have somebody behind making sure nobody goes deep. And now they have nobody at safety, and the ball comes into Anderson, and that's a good foul. I know Anderson's made 2, and and the thing is, he can knock both of these down again. But that on the floor right now, you got to take Anderson.
Yeah.
But really, it's honestly pick your poison because all 5 out there now from Spring Mills can knock down free throws consistently at a 70% clip.
2 shots for St.
But again, once again, we talk about it, battle tested, right? Spring Mills, they're built for this based on what they did in the offseason. The schedule that they played during the regular season. They're built for this. I'm not so sure that Handley has been in many tight games this year.
And this is why they did this game.
If you look at their schedule, you look at the scores, everything's 20 and 30-point blowout.
But now this game right here is going to really prepare not only them, but the Spring Mills for your EPAC play and your section play regardless.
If I'm Handley, I'm playing him twice next year.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? As we got Braun bringing the ball at the floor, kicks the ball over to Oglesby. Oglesby back to Braun. Kicks it back to Oglesby. Does he make another one? No good. 5 seconds left to go, and there is a foul.
Good connectivity right there by the Spring Mills defense.
And man, I tell you what,
very good connectivity.
And we saw the communication out here too. They were literally touching palms out there, saying, "Hey, I got here." Yeah. And Oglesby almost got another one to fall down. Spring Mills just 1 free throw away from winning this game. Tremendous, and we want to say a tremendous, atmosphere as we see some of the fans starting to, huddle out of here. But wow, just what a tremendous game, Chris.
Yeah, well-behaved crowd, no issues, well-officiated game, well-played game. I mean, there's always things you can second-guess as a coach. both of these coaches at the end of the game or after they look at the film, they're going to say, man, I could have took advantage of this.
Oh, man, the first miss. If he does not make this free throw right here, and a smart timeout from Coach Hare allowing him to think about this just a little bit longer, they're going to have an opportunity. You can get up to 4 in 3 seconds to get a 3.
Oh, definitely.
Spring Mills has to make this free throw. I know a lot of people are going to leave. This might be a Miami Heat situation back in 2013, down by 5 against the Spurs. All of a sudden, everybody left. Becomes another game, goes into overtime. People try to come back in. They said at the beginning, you can't get back in here, Chris.
Right.
So we shall see. Again, 4 seconds left to go. Last timeout from either side. We are in the 5th period now. Overtime. Again, very low-scoring game. I know it's 63-60 now. But, going into the 4th quarter, I believe it was a 39-35 game. It was very low-scoring.
Yeah, the pace and the scoring picked up a little bit here. You kind of expected it early in the game. Both teams are going to be filling each other out. They don't play each other, so sometimes what you see on film, you don't know the true speed of a team.
Of course.
I don't know how many times I've watched a team on film and think, oh, they're not that fast. Then when they show up to your place and start playing you, they're like lightning. You're like, oh, they are fast.
Oh, I know. They're insane. So we might not be able to get an interview tonight here, ladies and gentlemen. But again, on this make right there, we want to say Lokai Oot Smith is a home team sports player of the game. Will Braun almost got fouled right there. Ball game is over. Spring Mills wins 64-60. That is the final. The home team sports player of the game, Lokai Oot Smith, winning the final right here. Let go clap hands. What a great game again from both sides. I'm your host, Drew Pitzer. My co-host, Chris Custer, joining me today. We really appreciate you guys watching and tuning in. One of the best games of the year. Again, we will be back Friday for a contest, I believe it was between Jefferson and Washington. So you guys won't want to miss that. That'll be a huge game. Make sure you tune in on Friday. Again, the home team sports player of the game, Lokai Oot Smith. It's kind of late here, so we're going to go ahead and pack up. Thank you guys for watching again. You guys are awesome. This is Home Team Sports TV.